Hello everyone, hope you're having a good day. This will be the first time I'll be narrating a full coding session. And for this session, we're going to be making a Pacman game. So we're going to be starting with the score system. And now for the score system, we're going to be using TextMesh Pro, which is a package that's available in the asset store. We're going to start ahead by typing using namespace TM Pro. We're going to start with serialized field, which exposes a private field into the editor, followed by private keyword, and followed by TextMesh Pro UGUI, and I hate that word. And we're going to call it text. Next up, we're going to have a private float, which is going to be our score. And then we're going to add void awake. We're going to set our score to 0, and then we're going to say public void score change. It takes in a float, going to be the number, and what it does is score plus equals number. We're going to say our text components or our UGUI components. We're going to get the text attribute from it, and it's going to be equal to $sign and double quotation marks, which is called casting. And you're essentially creating a new string. And we're going to say score equals, then this allows us to add variables into our string. So for this, since I'm using the quote-unquote new input system from Unity, we're going to be needing to use another using statement, Unity engine, and it's going to be input system, private keyboard, we're going to call it KB, and we're going to go void awake, KB equals keyboard that's current. And you always want to check for inputs in the update method. Don't do it in fixed update method. We're going to say if kb.a key dot is was pressed this frame. What we want to do here is get a reference to the rigid body that is responsible for moving our character, and then just edit some properties in it. Edit the force that is being applied to it. So we're gonna need a private vector3 or vector2 because we're using a 2D plane, so it doesn't get angry at us anyways. And we're gonna call it direction. And then we're gonna need a reference to our rigid body 2D, and we're gonna call it RB. And a good practice for whenever you're using serialized fields is, for the times that you forget to pass out the reference, it's a good thing to check in your awake function, in your awake method, but don't overdo it. It's gonna cost you a bit of performance. And you can check for null reference like this: RB equals RB if RB. Then get components of type rigid body 2D, give vector3 dot left. A serial field private float speed, and then whenever we're just changing our direction, we're gonna just multiply it by speed. And we're gonna copy this. Now that we have our directions, we're gonna say void fixed update, and we're gonna move our character. The way we're gonna be moving our character is we're gonna say rigid body velocity equals direction. we're gonna say void on collision enter 2D if collision dot collider dot compare tag layer. So what it does is checks if the collider that is colliding with your object has a player tag, or in other words, if your player object is colliding with this object, it's going to do something. In our case, is get a reference ref to score, and then destroy itself. Destroy. There are multiple ways of injecting a dependency. What I like to use is, for these small projects, is using singleton pattern. And singleton patterns, I'm sure there are like a million different videos on the matter. I'm sure there are multiple different videos explaining what the singleton pattern is, and even I have like a couple of videos on it. So check it out, and if you want more explanation for it, you can just let me know in the comments down below. I can make a video about it. So we're gonna say public instance public manager score instance. Wait if instance yes. I forgot to make it static, and we're gonna say manager score.instance score change. Then we're gonna pass a score, and then we can just do this and have different scores for different types of coin and score. This way we're going to have different scores for different coins. Let's say score. And then destroy the entire game object this script is setting on. Then we're going to clean up a bit.